All night and all day I sit watching the waves, and I keep the light lit up above. It's not any old job, it's the one that I've got, and it's also the one that I love. I'm the lighthouse keeper, and it's never been easier to light up the night and the fog. Most men would damn this, but me, I'm a Landis, and my first name is Bob.
Good morning. This is KPH, a maritime radio service of RCA. Before the weather, we have some breaking news. The United States Coast Guard has announced plans to automate all remaining manned light stations. The Lighthouse Modernization and Automation Program, or LAMP, will automate existing light and fog signals, in addition to upgrading lighthouses with recon radar beacons and proposition? Satellite television. I'm telling you, it's the future, man. Hey, you're still in there tapping away at the Morse code keys? I'm telling you, if a ship doesn't have a transponder by now, it kind of deserves to sink. It's like Darwin or something. Only joking, man. Only joking.
Hey, Radioman, there's some fresh news for you on the tele.
All right. United States Coast Guard to automate all lighthouses. Do you know what this means? Hey there, boss man. Look what just came across my desk.
We finally decommissioned those old relics. So what?
You're not reading between the lines, man. What they need is something new, something modern. What they need is RCA.
Why do you suddenly care about the lighthouse?
Think, man. A project to replace those old lighthouses? That means contracts. Lucrative government contracts. Not to mention a healthy commission for me.
Huh, we'll see about that. But you're on in 5, Radioman.
Think about my proposition. Good morning. This is KPH, a maritime radio service of RCA. Before the weather, we have some breaking news. The United States Coast Guard has announced plans to automate all remaining manned light stations. The Lighthouse Modernization and Automation Program, or LAMP, will automate existing light and fog signals, in addition to upgrading lighthouses with recon radar beacons and radio transmitters. Now, the KPH weather. The National Weather Service has provided the following forecast for the Farallon Islands, Point Spivak, and the community of Antonio Bay. Antonio Bay. Alright, morning everyone. Settle down. Hey, settle down. Now, you read this morning's paper? Got no doubt what's going to be first on my list today. Trails. Now, keep your pants on. I think they're fine. It's a wilderness park for crying out loud, but Apparently not good enough for the fine folks down at the paper, so we might get some complaints coming in after they stirred the pot. Just send them my way. I'd be happy to take on that for you. Oh, fees. Fees. Apparently, Congress in their infinite wisdom have decided our backcountry sites aren't good enough to levy fees against anymore, so we're going to need to do some creative thinking to find a replacement for those revenue streams, alright? Alright. Oh, which brings me to this. Heard on the radio this morning. Apparently the Coast Guard, they're thinking of getting rid of all their old lighthouses, like the one we have out on the point. Now, I don't need to tell you all what a fine addition this would be to the park. People have been wanting tours of that place since, since back when I was a seasonal, if you can believe it. So, Interp, I want you folks to start doing like a cultural resources study on that. And, if we play our cards right, we might be able to get a visitor center in there by the end of the fiscal year. Now, I'll do my due diligence. I'll go out and see the officer in charge, see if we can't get some inside channels before the whole place goes to GSA auction. But
Now wait a minute, sir. The points around the rock are the perfect habitat for the endangered seabirds I've been studying. If the noise and the light pollution go down, they might actually have a chance of surviving. The last thing we need is a bunch of tourists running around.
you're in the wrong service, Ranger. Try U.S. Fish and Wildlife. Now, don't get me wrong, I am sympathetic to your cause, but out here the visitor pays the bills, whether we like it or not. Dismiss! Have a good day, everyone.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there, miss.
Oh, that's all right, Bob. I'm just here to do this morning's colony survey.
Oh, yes, of course. I forgot it's a Monday. I've just got a lot on my mind today. Well, the birds are all congregated on the leeward side of the station. I'll tell you, they know a squall is coming better than your local weather bureau.
Oh, thanks for the tip, Bob. Oh, and by the way, if you see any lights shining on the cliffs at night, it's just me doing my nighttime surveys, not a shipwreck.
Oh, well, we'll be on the same watch. If you need a pick-me-up, you come down to the Lighthouse station. I'll brew you up a strong cup of tea. Us lighthouse keepers used to keep the lamp running on that stuff.
Oh, thanks, Bob. I think I'll take you up on that. I love the birds, but their conversation always leaves something to be desired.
Howdy, Keeper.
Howdy, Ranger.
Well, Bob, as soon as I heard, I knew I had to come out and pay my respects. Any word on how much longer you'll be out here?
Well, nothing yet, to tell you the truth. I do still need to call District Command in Alameda.
Oh, sure. You know, quite the life you've led out here, Bob. You've been quite the steward to this whole station.
Oh, why, thank you, Ranger. I like to think that we've taken care of each other.
And what a fine job you've done. You know, people have been coming out to see this lighthouse decades before the rest of the park was established.
Yeah, she's always attractive to folks. Fear I've let her condition slip recently.
Oh, nonsense. You know, I think she looks just as good as she did back in 1870. In fact, you don't mind if I take some pictures, do you?
Oh no, go right ahead, Ranger. I was just about to end my watch.
You know, before you hit the hay, can I get one of you? It'll look great in the exhibit. The Last Keepers of the Light.
The exhibit?
For the new visitor center we're going to be putting out here. We can tell your story, Bob, and in fact, if you don't mind, I'd love to come back when you have some time and record some interviews. We could have your voice telling the visitors what it actually was like out here.
Is like.
Yes, of course. Is like.
I'm not in the history books yet. If you don't mind, Ranger, this station is still under Coast Guard jurisdiction for a little longer at least. I'd appreciate it if you came back when it's transferred over to the Park Service.
All right, sorry, Landis. Didn't mean to cause any offense. If you don't mind, I'll come back next time with my tape recorder. You're feeling more well rested.
What was that all about, Bob?
Oh, nothing. Your boss just seems to want me to put me in the history books while I'm still here.
Oh, Don't worry about him. He tends to get a little overeager about this place. If you ask me, I don't think the lighthouse is going to turn into a visitor center.
You don't?
I really don't. It's way too important of a habitat. They should just switch it off and let the birds take over.
What?
Oh yeah, once I write the Coastal Commission, I won't be surprised if this whole place gets closed to access. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
So no lighthouse keepers out here then?
Oh, Bob, I didn't mean it like that.
No, you're probably right. I'm being too sentimental. She's just a flashing light after all.
Oh, Bob, if you don't mind me asking, why do you care so much about this place? I'm sure the Coast Guard will reassign you somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure they will, but I'm not sure I'll go. This station's been my home for more years than I can count. Held fast through more storms than I can remember. Oh, you should have seen her back in her heyday. We had her whitewashed so bright she shined brighter than the lamp. And my assistants, no finer men could be found in this man's Coast Guard.
What happened?
Automation, cost cutting. Now at first I didn't mind. Saved a fair bit of manpower with the electric motor on the old lens. But then they started to replace my men. No need for a stoker when the horns got transistor control. I couldn't blame my men, of course. They joined the Coast Guard for action, adventure, to see the world. Who was I to keep them on this rock? So as my men began to transfer, I kept the light.
Oh, Bob, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm sure you've got to get your observations back to the ranger station. And if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my station before it becomes one of yours.
In charge here?
Yes, I'm Bob Landis, the principal keeper of this station.
Great, I'm here representing RCA. Now that's Radio Corporation of America. Tell me, are you a KPH listener?
Yes, it's Coast Guard policy to put it on at the end of each watch.
Hey, a long-time fan. I like you better already. So you've no doubt heard the news about places like this.
Yes, I'm afraid I have.
Hey, no need to look so glum. The tides are shifting, Landis. I'm here to help you weather the storm.
Just what do you mean by that?
Bob, RCA is prepared to fully furnish this station. I'm talking the latest in wayfinding equipment. Radio direction finders, LORAN, recon, long-range, short-range radio beacons, the works. Think of the lives we're gonna save, Bob.
Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I'm sure you and your company will have the chance to place your bids along with everyone else.
Oh, there's no need to involve your district commander, Bobby. I'm sure he has a lot of old lighthouses to mothball. And besides, I had the boys over at Legal look it over just as a precaution, you understand. And turns out all we need is the signature of the officer in charge of the station. So what do you say, Bob? Will you sign on my dotted line?
Well, I should call Alameda before I sign anything.
Oh, I see. Then I should mention, in addition to retrofitting the light, RCA is prepared to fully compensate you, personally.
Well, wait just a minute. I'm a federal officer. You can't just come to my station and bribe me.
Come on, Landis, can't you see I'm trying to help you? The future is coming, so you can either fight it with your whole little heart, or you can step in line and get in time. Landis, you gotta get in time. You have the chance to be the first one in line. Grab that pen, you just need to sign. You'll be the first great keeper to keep up with the times.
Now, all right. I've heard quite enough of this nonsense.
Nonsense? This is my big number.
Hold on, Landis, let me plead my case. The radio is gonna win this race. I understand that you like your job, but in my future you don't need one, Bob. I'm the radio man, and there's not much that I can't do. Frequently my frequencies reach souls across the darkest seas. Can't you see? I do believe you'll get in time. I have a feeling that you'll see my side. You know there's no use fighting the tide. I can see I'm changing your mind. Your ship is sinking, but I'll throw you a line. Well, time is moving, just chugging along. We are almost at the end of this song. Your little lighthouse is out of date. Come on, Landis, you're a second rate, but the radio can do everything better than you. Well, frequently my frequencies reach souls across the darkest seas. Can't you see? I do believe you'll get in time. Get in time, oh come on.
So what do you think, Bob? Will you get in time?
I'll tell you what I think. I think I've had quite enough of this. I think it's time for you to be escorted off Coast Guard property. I think I've heard quite enough of your two-bit snake oil salesman routine. I think I'd rather see this light station crumble into the sea before I'd see it assailed with your space-age siren song.
Hey, Bobby, no need to be like that, man. We can talk it out. Keep it all copacetic, you dig?
As long as I'm in charge of this station, as long or as short as that may be, its letters will never read RCA, only USCG. Have I made myself clear? Out before I take measures to ensure the safety of this station.
You're making a big mistake, Landis. When you make an enemy with the radio, you make an enemy with information.
Hey you! Is this the way to the lighthouse?
Well, yes, but it's after hours. This station is closed to the public.
What are you talking about, man? This is like all park service. I just talked to the ranger.
No, sir. This is a Coast Guard reservation. You need to leave.
That's not what that guy said. Can't you just let me go down the stairs?
No, sir. I must insist you leave.
Oh my god. You're like the lighthouse keeper. You even have the beard and everything.
Yes, sir. I'm United States Coast Guard keeper, Bob Landis.
Oh, that is so cute. Can I get a picture? I want to tell everybody I saw the crazy old lighthouse keeper. Come on, buddy.
Crazy?
Can I just
Sir, I must insist. Sir, I must insist.
It's not a goodbye. Come
This
on.
station
It's
is
not a big
closed.
deal.
This station is not open to the public. It is not open to you, to RCA, to the park. It is an aid to navigation, not a tourist attraction.
Man, you really are crazy.
We have more updates on that crazy lighthouse keeper. As you may remember, this station broke the story about the kind of kooks the government has running those places. In fact, there's an old lighthouse not too far from our transmitting station. So we here at RCA did a little investigation. And what did we find? Doors slammed in our face. And a disgruntled keeper hiding the truth. But he can't hide from us. RCA received an exclusive eyewitness report from a visitor to a national park just wanting to see sights, but was instead assaulted by a U.S. Coast Guard lighthouse keeper by the name of Bob Landis.
Yeah, man. I was at the park. I just want to see the lighthouse, right? This guy, this keeper guy, he comes at me, pushes me to the ground, knocks the camera right out of my hand. Still shaking up about it. Luckily I have a good lawyer.
Lucky indeed. Along with the pending litigation against this keeper, this station has voiced its concern with both the United States Coast Guard and the Park Service, and we urge you at home to do the same. Thanks to RCA's advancement in maritime wayfinding technology, lighthouses as a whole may soon be obsolete.
Landis, I think you know why I'm here.
Yes, I'm afraid so, Ranger. Alameda called last night.
I see. I wanted to come deliver my news in person. Just thought it was right.
Well, I appreciate the compassion, Ranger. My command at this station ends tomorrow, 0900.
I can give you a few more days to pack your bag, but Regional's pretty insistent on this one. I mean, attacking a visitor, Bob. I understand how they can be. But...
No, I know. I don't want to cause any more trouble. I'll be out at sunrise.
I'll be sad to see you go, Landis. You've kept a good watch. The RCA people called me. They said they'll be in this afternoon to install all their equipment.
I understand. I'd still like to keep one last watch.
Of course, Landis. We'll have some of our people out here doing bird surveys tonight, but other than that, you'll have the place to yourself. Say goodbye.
I'm Bob Landis, had the world in my hands. This radio band stole from me. Well, he pulled off his plan, and now I'm a sad man. This work, I would do it for free. I'm Bob Landis. When the story began, I was the greatest lightkeeper alive. Now I feel stranded, a captain with no vantage. I'm afraid I've lost sight of the light.
You sit and watch the ships go by, but do you see me at all? You tend your post day and night while I wonder if you'll call. What will you turn to care for if one day your flame goes out? Let me be the light of your life. Let me be the light of your life. You work so hard to scan the sea, but do you ever want more? I sense your eyes drift towards me before they snap back to the shore. And if you had the chance to, would you open up your heart? Let me be the light of your life. Let me be the light of your life.
was a shipwreck.
Oh my goodness, I'll call dispatch.
Don't bother. They'll never make it in time. Besides, this surf will tear your park dinghy to ribbons. No. This is a job for a Coast Guard man.
Bob, what? What are we doing?
What a keeper is sworn to do. Save lives.
Bob, but you can't. I love you.
Well, someone loves the man on that boat too.
Hello, dispatch, this is Shelby. We have a water rescue off the point of the lighthouse. Send the Coast Guard.
Give me your hand, lad. Who are you? Bob Landis, Coast Guard. We're gonna have to abandon this ship, lad. I can't swim. You're gonna have to trust me. We'll make do. Now, lad. Come on, lad. We're almost to dry land.
Landis! I'm called out here in the middle of the night. One of my rangers is in the middle of a water rescue. I've got half a dozen emergency rescue agencies responding in the vicinity of this park, and the paper's calling me to give them a comment. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry, Ranger. I didn't mean to cause any more fuss.
Actually, Chief, you should be thanking Bob. He was on his last watch when he spotted that shipwreck. He jumped in for rescue, and I was able to be there as incident command.
Landis? Is this true?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, I'll be, Landis. That took moxie. You're a man of fine character. You know what? I don't give a damn what the regional office says. I'd like you to stay here and help us keep the light, if you're willing. Seems the lighthouse and this park needs a keeper on watch.
Well, thank you, Ranger. You bring a tear to my one good eye.
And as for you, sounds like you and Landis here make quite the team. Now go get some rest, you two. I'll take command of this incident.
Come on, Bob. I think it's time I owe you that cup of tea.
All night and all day I sit watching the waves, and I keep the light lit up above. It's not any old job, it's the one that I've got, and it's also the one that I love.